Hello again, everyone. So it is the defending champions against the rank outsiders of footballing rivalry renewed in St Gallen. For England, a win will definitely take them into the quarter-finals, and a win is expected. Positivity back after beating Netherlands. Now the Lionesses must back it up. Wales have shown some glimpses, but ultimately the golfing quality has proven too much so far. Even the most fervent of Wales supporters knows that realistically they aren't going to go through, but the message from the camp is clear. The pressure is all on England, and if Wales get a result today, it will be the greatest in their history, and it could send the Lionesses home. Carrie Jones is one of the players who's just emerged from the huddle for Wales. The skipper, Angharad James, has just produced a rousing looking team talk, and now the pennants are exchanged with the England skipper Leah Williamson on the halfway line. You and I were saying, Tash Dowie, here in St Gallen, tight, compact, sold out 16,000. This could be the atmosphere, the game of the tournament so far.
Absolutely. I mean, as a former player, these are the games I want to get my boots back on. The atmosphere is magnificent, the pitch is perfect, the conditions are perfect, and I think you're spot on. Looking at that huddle there, this Welsh team look up for it. Two different teams completely, but it is going to be one hell of a 90-minute game.
It is a battle of Britain in the race to reach the Euros quarter-finals. England know a win will be enough, definitely. Wales know they need an absolute miracle, but wouldn't they just love to spoil the England party? We're about to get off and underway in St Gallen, and the whole game is live on TalkSport 2. On a warm evening, still with some blue sky up ahead, the floodlights are on, and England playing from left to right in the first half towards the red wall, the Wales supporters. England white shirts, royal blue shorts and white socks, and Wales from right to left towards the England fans. Wales are all in red. Well, the countdown is on. The pitch is looking perfect. Can the Lionesses secure their spot in the quarter-finals? Or can Wales produce something truly special? England get the game underway, and it's straight back to goalkeeper Hannah Hampton. Hampton belts the ball high upfield towards Alessia Russo, who flicks it on down the England inside right. Across comes Gemma Evans to clear it into touch for Wales. So England have Hampton in goal, Bronze, Williamson, Carter and Greenwood, Walsh, Toon and Stanway, James, Russo and Hemp. For Wales, the goalkeeper is Clark, Esther Morgan, Roberts, Evans and Woodham, Fishlock, Jones and James, Holland, Rowe and Fionn Morgan are the front three. Fishlock tearing towards the halfway line, 38 years of age, and she's scored Wales's only goal so far at a major tournament in the defeat to France on Wednesday night. It is 2 defeats from 2 for the Welsh. It would take something absolutely remarkable, almost unprecedented, for them to progress, and of course we'll keep you up to date in terms of the other game in the group as well, and that is Netherlands against France in Basel. But from an England perspective, Tash Dowie, former England striker, they know a win guarantees progress whatever happens in the other game.
Yeah, for me here, I want to see England come out of the box fast. Wales have banked up into a 4-4-2 deep block, which you expect, making it tight, compacting the areas, limiting England, and then looking to hit on the counter. But I would love to see this game done and dusted at half-time. But England do need to be patient. I think that's going to be the key today.
Club World Cup final, remember, is live on TalkSport tonight. Chelsea against PSG here on 2. Our focus is very much with the Lionesses. Wales have a free kick just shy of the halfway line, and just under 2 minutes have been played. England 0, Wales 0. And standing over the ball is Evans for Wales, all in red. And actually they've got a line of 4 players towards the edge of the England penalty area. Long ball downfield by Evans, header away by England's Lucy Bronze in the right back position. Bronze, a player of such great experience, her 33rd major tournament appearance for England tonight. Only Jill Scott has made more Lionesses appearances experience on that stage. Hemp has nearly taken it off the toes of Esther Morgan. Fortunately for her, Rhiannon Roberts, absolutely every inch a no-nonsense centre-half dash, is there behind her to clear.
Yeah, she is. I played with Rhiannon Roberts at Doncaster and Liverpool, and she is just old school. Same with Gemma Evans. I think that's why they're both slipped in at centre-half. And what I find quite interesting as well is Wales aren't overplaying. They did against France. Here, they're getting the ball down and looking to go long. No messing around.
Tash Dowie, former England striker, with us in the commentary box in St Gallen. We're just to the right of the halfway line, and we're in the lower tier, nice and close to the pitch, and these are much more intimate surroundings than the ones England enjoyed in Zurich. Ball forward by Bronze to the corner of the penalty area, 0-0, and it's swept high up into the air by Evans. First time it's straight out of play. That's going to bounce down in front of the Wales dugout below us, and England have a throw. How important is an early goal to settle any nerves, if there are any, for the Lionesses?
It is massive, if I'm being honest, and for Wales, they'll want to try and get to half-time 0-0, keep it compact, make it edgy. England will always believe that they've got a goal in them, no matter if it takes to the 90th minute. But I do think the whole occasion, England love to maybe get at least 2 goals at half-time, and like I said earlier, potentially give some other players a run out, rest some key players, the likes of Lauren James. I think that's really important.
Wales, remember, have never beaten England. In fact, it's played 10, lost 9, drawn 1. A goalless draw in a World Cup qualifier back in 2018, and ironically, Phil Neville's first home game in charge of England, that was. Williamson for England with a downward header up towards the halfway line. It's goalless in both games in the group, and remarkable jeopardy in Group D going into the final match day. The only group where all 4 teams are still potentially in with a chance of reaching the quarter-finals. It has been called the group of death, and it has turned out that way. 4 gone, 0-0. Kemp for England, raining down the left and whipping in the cross towards the goal line, and goalkeeper Clark was a little hesitant there, let the ball drop into her gloves really, but the England threat is gone for Wales, at least for now. It's 0-0.
Yeah, I think that's why England need to get the ball wide. I think last game against the Dutch, that's where they're at their strongest, with Hemp and through Lauren James out wide, and in these 1v1 situations up against a Woodham and also Morgan, I fancy our wingers here to get the better of them in 1v1. So get it wide, crosses into the box, and then getting the bodies into the box as well, I think is really important today.
Georgia Stanway for England, crossfield ball to the right, and Bronze. Lots of England flags dotted all around the stadium. England have got the majority, you feel, in terms of the crowd, but a noisy Wales contingent are here. England come forward with Russo, neatly off to James, looking to burst down the middle from 25 yards. Roberts is there to hammer it clear for Wales again, and Wales are compact, they are deep, they are allowing England to have possession. It's just what we would have expected, Tash Dowie.
Yeah, it's a mental game. Yeah, I've been in these situations many a times. Actually, physically, it's not very hard. Mentally, it is. You see a lot of the movement here is shuffling sideways. Not a lot of energy having to be exerted, but mentally having to keep switched on. Communication is key as well.
Weekly run down the inside left is Stanway, and Agharad James with the first crunching tackle of the evening so far. We heard from the very charismatic Wales captain in the press conference here at the stadium in St Gallen last night. It's in our blood, it's in our DNA, this England-Wales rivalry, she said, and that was firm but fair.
That's what you expect, absolutely, and more of the same. I think that's going to be throughout the 90 minutes.
England dominating possession and territory in the early stages. 6 minutes have been played on TalkSport 2, England 0, Wales 0. And the deflected ball down the inside left nearly fell for Russo. Intelligent pass from Alex Greenwood, playing as a left back again, as we expected. Jess Carter's the left-sided centre-half. And there was a little bit of fortune there for England, but it nearly ran invitingly for Russo, who is yet to open her goal-scoring account at the tournament.
I think this is going to be really tough as well for Wales, though. You expect this, you can see how deep they are, but for 90 minutes to be able to expect to defend for this long, I think if possible they have to start to get pressure on the ball a bit higher up. It's a tough ask for Ffion Morgan for 90 minutes, and it's a horrible game to have to play in, but you have to get some sort of pressure on this England back line, because otherwise the more you drop deeper and deeper, England are then going to create a lot of chances and get that first goal.
England 0, Wales 0, and it is worth saying that as it stands, England would be going through even with a draw. A draw is enough for England as long as the Dutch don't beat France. Forward by Williams. Williamson, high into the Wales penalty area. Jumping is Stanway, actually flicks it away from goal, and Hemp will keep it in. No, she won't. It has trickled out of play, despite Lauren Hemp's best efforts, and Wales will have a throw on the far side of the field in their right full-back position. This is a terrific stadium for this competition. Not one of the biggest, but the noise is tremendous. You heard the national anthems before the game on TalkSport 2, and I think of all the matches in England's group and for Wales so far, this Battle of Britain, this is the one, Tash Dowie, that everybody has been looking forward to.
Yeah, and I hope it lives up to expectations. It should be a great game. It started well, some big tackles already, and hopefully we see a good quality game of 90 minutes football.
Through to Wales again with Esther Morgan to take. She's about 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Wales slowing the game down at every opportunity, and you can understand that. Esther Morgan long towards Fionn Morgan, header away by Greenwood for England, and then Carter gets her head to the ball. Walsh flicks it further forward, nodded forward though by James into the England half, and now with her back to goal, Kerry Holland tries to lay it left to Rowe on the edge of the D. Tracking back was Toon, and Williamson with a high long ball downfield. Russo's beaten in the air by Evans, and Wales have it back. Good touch by Fishlock, and a clever ball down the middle, reverse pass, trying to catch England out. Hannah Hampton quick to the edge of the penalty area, and she's there to play.
Yeah, and that's where England need to be alive and awake. You know, Fishlock in those pockets is so dangerous, and I'm glad to see her a little bit deeper in that creative role. I think in the number 9 role she's wasted. You need to get Jess Fishlock, she's the best player on the ball, and then looking for Fionn Morgan to try and stretch that back four of England as much as you possibly can.
Underway in the Club World Cup final, finally, as James crosses for England from the right. It's dropped towards Russo, and now Stanway, quick feet on the edge of the penalty area. Foul by Jones, right on the edge of the Wales box. England free kick, shooting range most definitely.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I thought it was very tight to actually be in a penalty. That must have been very close. Yeah, you can see there it's about a couple of feet just outside. Straight away I'm thinking this is Lauren James. Alex Greenwood standing over as well. She fancies it, but I would probably want Lauren James over this ball. I think technically she's the best in the team.
Greenwood is standing over it for now, and James is in close attention as well. England 0, Wales 0 in the 10th minute. Goalless in the game involving the Netherlands and France in Basel 2. So Wales would be out, of course, as it stands, and England would go through in second position. James has now joined Greenwood, standing over this free kick. It's just inside the D, to the left of centre, very close to the red wall of Wales fans behind the goal. But this has got to be a nervy moment for every Wales fan, coach and player. Everybody inside the Wales penalty area for the Welsh team. Will it be Greenwood with the left foot, or will it be James with the right? They are actually checking here for a potential penalty to see if the foul was inside or outside the area. Now that is interesting. VAR having a look long after England have set up to get ready for the free kick.
Well, to be honest, I kind of felt a bit silly looking how far the ref had put the ball down, but I actually thought it was a penalty in live. But then when I saw the ref put the ball down, it looked miles outside the penalty area, so this is going to be really interesting.
Rhian Wilkinson, the Wales boss, is questioning the VAR check. I think that is very close to being inside the box, Tash Dowie.
I mean, it looks inside the box for me. I'm a little bit old school. I'm not too sure if she's maybe dived a little bit there. It does look like her foot just gets nicked on, and if that is the case, I think that's a penalty.
For me, it's on the line, so it's in the box. And still the VAR check continues. There have been a couple of contentious calls that England have been involved in, of course, Tash, over the course of the tournament so far. Wales have still got the wall set up. England are ready to take the free kick, and the VAR check continues. This VAR check that has lasted over a minute now. 0-0. Are England about to get a penalty, or will it just be a free kick on the edge?
Well, I tell you what, this would be exactly what Wales wouldn't want if it is a penalty. You know, you want to stay in the game for as long as possible. For England, this would be the dream start. I think if this is a penalty given, England go and score this, and then it could be a high-numbered game.
Frida Klarlund is the on-field referee. Tiago Martins is the video assistant referee, and the referee has signalled that it's a penalty for England. The VAR check is complete, and the Lionesses have a spot kick and the opportunity for the perfect start.
It's perfect for England. It absolutely is. It's an absolute nightmare for Wales. All the tactics, all the game plan that you prepare for. Stay in the game for as long as possible. Make it hard for England. But this pattern seems to continue with regards to them being the first to concede in the last, I think it's 10 games they've been the first to concede. So that's just something Wales haven't done. You know, the manager said about fine margins, fitness levels. Is this the case here? I can't see Stanway missing this either.
Here she comes, England's number 8. Her run-up will start from just inside the penalty area in front of a sea of Wales fans from behind the goal. Confirmation after the VAR check that it is an England spot kick for the foul by Jones on Stanway, and the player tripped will step up to try and put England in front. Hands on hips here, Georgia Stanway. The referee waits, blows her whistle. Stanway stares down the goalkeeper Olivia Clark. Here she goes, right-footed, and she drills it into the bottom corner, and England are in front. Clark went the right way, but there was too much power and accuracy. You could always rely on Georgia Stanway in an England shirt, and in the Battle of Britain, it's England who strike first, and they are heading to the quarter-finals. England 1, Wales 0.
I mean, there was no doubt, was there? She's so good from the penalty spot. The keeper actually reads the right way, but I mean, the whip, the power that she's got behind that, the follow-through, you can't say that. It's side netting. It's a perfect finish. Dream start for England. Stanway second in the tournament. They're off and running.
And so England in the position now where they will go through whatever happens. France 0, Netherlands 0. There remains a native score in Basel, but it doesn't matter what happens in that game as far as England are concerned. They are going through, and if you remember, Wales needed a huge win over the Lionesses, plus they would need the Netherlands to lose if they were to have any chance of finishing second. They're going home with the Dutch as it stands. France would top the group, and England would finish second, and they would face Sweden in the quarters in Zurich on Thursday night. 14 minutes gone, and that is the perfect 14 minutes really for England. Sarina Wiegman has not really in any sense had anything to question about this England performance so far. England lead 1-0, and let's get the Wales perspective on how the opening 15 minutes has unfolded. We'll go to the former Wales assistant manager Rhian Skinner in just a moment, but here come England on the attack with Russo back to goal. Can't feed it into the path of Hen. Rowe breaks away for Wales, darting up to the halfway line and a square pass towards Holland. James, the other number 7, is there to win it back for England, and England are all over Wales at the moment. Russo inside right, the referee stopped the game, so Holland, who has a head injury, can receive some treatment. Let's bring in the former Wales assistant manager Rhian Skinner. Rhian, it looks tough for Wales now. What did you make of the penalty decision first of all?
Yeah, it's a difficult start again. It's at a key time, isn't it? Quite early on in the game to concede a goal there, and look, it was a penalty. It's inside the box. Obviously, you know, they've looked at it carefully. It's taken a little bit of time, and it's just one of those moments where you just have to be a little bit more patient, stand your ground, just defending those 1v1 areas without over-committing. And unfortunately, it's obviously been a little bit too excited with that tackle, and it's led to that penalty. Obviously, well taken penalty, and difficult for Clark, that one.
Rhian Skinner, former Wales assistant manager, of course the boss at West Ham in the WSL. Thanks very much indeed for now. And Holland is still being treated. Both sets of players have come across to the near side touchline. It's England 1, Wales 0 on TalkSport 2. Our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is right in amongst it, behind the goal where the England fans are. What's the atmosphere like there at the moment, Courtney?
Yeah, it's been excellent, and obviously in comparison to the Zurich Stadium, there's the big running track around it, so you can't quite feel it as much compared to this one. Certainly the England fans behind me making their sort of thoughts known, absolutely loving it, and I had a great angle for the penalty as well, and Tash was right saying it doesn't matter that the keeper goes the right way, the way that it's slotted in the net, no goalkeeper's getting to that perfect start for England, but as we said, for Wales it's the worst imaginable start for them.
No, I agree 100%. And I'm just looking down as well on the touchline to see what exactly the managers are saying. Now, I can see Sarina Wiegman telling the England players they have to be more patient, to look to try and switch the play a little bit more and disrupt this deep 4-4-2 that Wales has set up. And Rhian Wilkinson, you know, I'm trying to look at her right now. Hands are on hips. It's so tough. You know, she almost said in the presser, it made me laugh, that, you know, she's been in these situations as a player. Now she's the manager. She's sending her little ducklings out onto the pitch, she said, and sometimes she wished she could help them more. And I think she's in that position now where, you know, it's going to be a tough 90 minutes, and they've just got to play for pride now.
Well, it could be a very difficult night to come for Wales. And Holland, is she going to be okay to carry on? I think she is. Kerry Holland, who plays her club football at Liverpool, so many of these Wales players play in the WSL. And you know plenty of them. Tash Dowie, former England striker, as well as plenty of the England squad as well, of course. And what is the thinking from Rhian Wilkinson, the Wales head coach at the moment, do you think?
To make sure they don't concede early again, right? You have to almost start again with the game plan. You know, can we now, next 5-10 minutes, keep it tight, keep it compact, try and build the confidence, actually possess the ball a little bit as well. I know that's tough because they're up against a top team, but almost see the game as a 0-0 again.
Georgia Stanway's penalty, enough so far for England. She has started every game for England at a major tournament since the beginning of Euro 2022. Stanway at this stage is indispensable for England, you feel. Rowe for Wales, down in the left back position, passes the ball against the shin of Lucy Bronze, and it's out of play for a Wales throw. And Wales, who were actually unlucky to go behind at half-time in both of their first two group matches, have conceded early to England here in St Gallen. They let in 4, did Wales, here on this ground against France on Wednesday. England scored 4 against the Dutch, and England, as it stands, are into the quarters with France, who top the group, a point ahead of them. The Dutch and Wales are heading home.
Yeah, I think if you looked at the stats, and I'm not a massive one on stats, but they have been leaking goals way too much. I think that's 12 now in the last 4. I think conceded first in the last 8, haven't scored more than 1 goal in the last 8, and like I said, never beat England coming to this. So England were heavy favourites, but I do think if Wales can possess the ball the way that Rhian has got them set up, there is areas where they can hurt England with the pace up front that they've got, with Jess Fishlock in those dangerous pockets, but it's those moments that they have to make count.
The fans in partying mood in the stands at the moment. They are 1-0 up against Wales. Here is Rowe for Wales. So you talk about possessing the ball, Tash Dowie. They've only had 30% or so of it so far. England have dominated the ball, and it's been a very professional performance from the defending European champions, who can see the draw opening up for them if they get the job done tonight. Wales on the attack. Jones, who conceded the penalty. Forward to Fishlock now. 30 yards out. A rising high looping shot, and that sails into the front row of England fans. Not a bad idea, though.
No, that's exactly what Wales want to do, and that's why Carrie Jones has come into the team. She's such a clever, technically gifted player. Little dink there over the midfield player's foot to then find Jess Fishlock, like I said, in those pockets, faced up. That's where she's at her best, and actually, for Jess's standards, that's a poor finish. She should be hitting the target from there.
Well, she is such a charismatic, enigmatic figure. The celebrations that joined her face when she scored the equaliser against France really was something to behold. She deserves it, maybe more than anybody in this Wales squad. Had made her debut in 2006, and remember, that was just a year after the Federation withdrew Wales from the Euros because of a lack of funding. Roberts only half clears away from Wales, and Rousseau's round the keeper. Roberts gets back, Toon off the line, Toon again, tucks it in, 2-0 to England. And the Lionesses are roaring towards the knockout stages. It's another goal at Euro 2025 for England. Ella Toon, a mess at the back from a Welsh point of view, but England are racing clear and wasting no time in doing so. England 2, Wales 0.
I mean, we spoke about what England are going to turn up. It could have been a tight game if it's the England that turns up against the French, but it's not. It's the England that turns up against the Dutch. And from an England perspective, it's magnificent. You know, it's going to be quite a comfortable 90 minutes, I believe. However, on the flip side, if you're a neutral, you don't want to see this, because in my opinion, this could be quite embarrassing. You see here now, the Welsh players are very deflated. The fans are still singing, but like I said, this is going to be one hell of a long 90 minutes for Wales. They need to regroup. They really do need to regroup.
Well, it's a nightmare for the Welsh, but it's delight for England. Let's see from the commentary box and back to behind the goal where our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is watching. Other end of the pitch to where the goals have been scored so far. But Courtney, this has been a terrific England display.
Yeah, it has. It's been excellent, and the way that, again, they've forced errors. Yes, we can talk about the Wales defending, but the way that England have forced the errors with the energy, the high press you see there, it's been excellent. In Wales now, the game plan's out the window, because they would have thought, right, let's sit in tight, let's frustrate England. Well, now you're 2 goals down after 22 minutes, and I agree with Tash, it could be a real embarrassing scoreline at this rate.
And it's an extraordinary moment again for Alessia Russo, a hat-trick of assists against Netherlands in the previous game, and sets up Toon, who via a brilliant clearance off the line was there to tuck the rebound into the top corner, and England lead by 2 goals today on this lovely sultry evening in St Gallen. Certainly doesn't feel like 9 our time, as Greenwood collects the ball out on the far side, the left for England. Now Walsh, number 4, forward to Stanway. England so sharp in possession. Hempwither back to goal, wriggles away from 2 in red, and now the Welsh are chasing shadows somewhat. Carter on the halfway line, back to Leah Williamson. The England captain plays a good 20-yard ball out towards the inside left. James is free on the opposite wing for England at the moment. Nobody spotted her actually at the far post as Stanway darts in field. Back to Carter. It's attacking defence at the moment. Carter high diagonal ball. James chests it down. All the time in the world to try and spin away from Woodham, and she whips in a lovely cross towards Hemp, and it actually spun off the head of Hemp under pressure from the defender. Now Walsh edge of the D. She can hit them from range, and she does, and it's only just wide. Well, England are all over Wales.
They are. Wales can't get any sort of pressure on England whatsoever. You can see Kerry Collins screaming at them to try and get up, but they can't. They switch the play, which is what Serena asked of them a minute ago. They find Lauren James, who again doesn't need much space to get across in, but then they're so high up the pitch that they're picking up anything in and around the box, and it's a great effort there by Walsh. Hit it so clean.
Netherlands 0, France 1 is the latest score in the other game in Group D. Sondi Toletti has got the goal, and so there really is no concern for England now as it stands, and England in the position where actually as it stands they could even lose and still go through. Wales, if they were to produce a turnaround not really seen before in European football, might have a chance of getting through, but even if they were to beat England at this point it wouldn't matter anyway, because the French are in front against the Dutch. Out on the left-hand side is Hemp towards the dead ball line, a looping high cross into the penalty area. Russo climbs, headed away, drops down towards Stanway, edge of the D. So it's France will have 3 wins from 3 as England come forward again, 2-0 up, Toon on the edge of the penalty area, smuggled away by Angharad James. England, it would be 6 points from their 3 matches. The Dutch would have 3 points and Wales would have nothing. Back to Williamson, go England. And Williamson now to Bronze, midway inside Wales territory. You're listening to TalkSport 2. 25 minutes have been played. Georgia Stanway's penalty and Ella Toon have a dominant England team, 2-0 in front. Williamson to Carter. Heavy touch inside the centre circle, but there's not even token pressure on Jess Carter, who plays her football in the United States these days. Greenwood now, skies darkening overhead with the floodlights on. Carter on the halfway line, and Wales have still got everybody back behind the ball. The game plan doesn't seem to really have changed from a Wales perspective. Walsh tries to pirouette away from Rowe on the near side. The Wales left and a clattering challenge from Stanway on Rowe. Let's get the thoughts of the former Wales assistant manager, Rhian Skinner. Rhian, from a coach's point of view, what would be the message to the Wales players now?
Well, I think for me the biggest thing is they just have to be a little bit braver to get higher up to get this pressure on. I know obviously you guys are all talking about it at the moment, but they're just staying so deep, and it just means that ultimately they're always in their own
Greenwood's
half.
cross for England, and James is there and she sends a volley over the top. England nearly with the opportunity to make it 3-0. They were on the attack there, looking very dangerous. Excellent cross from the left by Greenwood, and when James is running onto the ball at pace, you always feel former England striker Tash Dowie that she's got a chance.
Yeah, you do. Left foot, right foot. It's a great area. It's a great pick-up as well by Greenwood. And again, we talk about it. You expect Lauren James to do better there, or at least hit the target. What I love about England as well, they're chasing everything. There's no lost cause.
But Wales could be in. Down the inside right. Fionn Morgan, two in the middle to Ayman. Good cross to the back post and headed away by Lucy Bronze. Holland tries to hook it back in towards Fishlock. Back to goal. Lays it off to James. He shoots! Good save by Hampton. And she holds on to the ball as well in the end. Excellent move from Wales. And Rhiannon Wilkinson, the head coach, is applauding. So are the Wales fans. They haven't lost heart just yet. And Hannah Hampton forced into her first save really in 2 matches.
Well, this is what we want, don't we? Let's be honest. We're watching this game. We want it to be an entertaining game. We don't want it to just be one way, you know. So this is exactly what Wales can do with the pace, like I said, of Fionn Morgan.
Now Lauren James for England at the other end. She tears beyond Holland into the box. Dinks in the delivery. Rousseau heads wide at the near post, and Rousseau still searching for that elusive goal. Lovely work by James. She's actually having her shirt tugged on the way down the touchline as well, but still left Kerry Holland for dead.
And that's the problem with James. She's got touch tight there. She's almost got her shirt, but then if you get too tight, she rolls you. If you drop off and give her half a yard, then you're in trouble as well. What Rousseau probably could have done better there is she's actually made the move forward outside of the goal post. So then when she's headed it, she's outside the goal, so it's harder to score. So she needs to be a bit more patient with her movement, look to drift away and then come back in, and then she can hit that target with that header.
So 2-0 to England here. That's enough to take England through whatever happens. But Victoria Palova has equalised for the Dutch in Basel. Netherlands won, France won. And France will remain top as it stands. The Dutch need a victory, but they have drawn themselves level in the first half in Basel. And so goals have been going in both matches. The Dutch know that they're out if they lose, and a draw for them would only be good enough if England lose. So they've got to win, and it's 1-1 against the French at the moment.
I think what I find really fascinating as well, because Wales can't get pressure on this England team, it's almost like a back 5 for England and then a front 5. And Stanway and Toon are getting so high, and you see James here in these pockets either side of Rousseau. There's so much rotation, and Hemp coming in off the line as well. So hard to mark.
Only half an hour played, and it's still 2-0 to England. Kira Walsh, lovely way to pass down the right edge of the penalty area. Toon is there, but so too is Gemma Evans with a well-timed sliding tackle, the Liverpool defender. Toon went down actually and was taking a little while to get up, but England have restarted play and Toon's back on her feet. Little 1-2 between her and Bronze, and then James about 10 yards from the corner flag has got Toon on the overlap, and Toon wasn't tracked. Toon drills the ball into the back post. Hemp is there, and it's got in for 3 for England. Pressure, what pressure? Hemp's header at the back post. Goalkeeper got 2 hands to it, but still she couldn't keep it out, and England are cruising into the knockout stages. It's England 3, Wales 0.
I mean, Wales are shell-shocked right now. They're giving this England team so much respect. Kerry Holland, she plays for Liverpool. She's a top player. Watch her here against James. There's no pressure. She's scared of her. James is even being able to signal. Then just a little flick round the corner. It's great by Toon. And this is what I love about Toon coming into this England team. The energy she has with the third man runs as well, which is what they didn't have in the first game. And then not just that, the pick out and the delivery, and it's just desire. It's desire to want to get there more. You know, necessarily Hemp isn't the best, but she wants it more there. She wants it more. The player at the back there, I think it's Esther Morgan, ball watching, no awareness, 3-0.
Lauren Hemp gets her first goal of the tournament, having had a brilliant World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, and England are tearing forward again at will. Hemp races down the middle, can't pick up Rousseau. Roberts hacks it away, high up over the halfway line for Wales. Anywhere will do for Wales, but this has the feel of a game in St Gallen here, where it could really get ugly for Wales very quickly.
I think there might be tactical changes. Rhian Wilkinson is screaming at her back four to get up, and they're not. So whether or not she has to tactically change something, because if not, this could be probably one of the biggest scorelines that we've seen in this competition.
Bronze looking to raid down this England right again and again. Woodham, the defender, is out of position. James is teasing. Ankara James, and a great cross towards Walsh, only cleared away as far as Hemp on the edge of the area. And now Walsh tries to place it, actually hits Stanway on the way to goal. And England are enjoying this here in St Gallen tonight, and Lauren James is at the heart of so much of it.
I've just seen something as well, I'll tell you in a second.
Russo with a cross ring, the cross shot that is punched away by the goalkeeper. Olivia Clark got one hand to it, the beleaguered Wales goalkeeper at the moment. And now two down the inside right after lovely elegant play by James to set her up. Wales simply cannot handle England's Lauren James. She's having a field day out there, and it's 3-0.
The captain, Ankara James, has just screamed at the keeper, Olivia Clark, to go down so we can tactically get together, and she didn't, and she just went mad at the keeper because she needs to regroup. The manager needs to get them in, so within the next couple of minutes I'd be very surprised if you don't see the keeper go down and somehow they get their shape together.
Chelsea 1, PSG 0 in the Club World Cup final, live over on Talk Sport. Who's got it? Cole Palmer, man for the big occasion. Chelsea 1-0 up. Talk Sport commentary right now. Make sure you download our app. Alex Greenwood's in swinging corner for England towards Williamson at the back post. They're queuing up, and it's headed behind by the England captain. Was there a touch on the way through? No, there wasn't. And Wales, who now the goalkeeper does go down. Well, would you believe it? It's not going to change the outcome at the moment, and for Wales it already feels like a case of damaged imitation, touchdown.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. I saw it. So whether or not now there's going to be a change of shape, it's tough. You know, do you go to a back five, which means defensively you're going to have to soak up even more pressure, but right now with this back four they're too open, you know, so I think personally they maybe need to go into more of a back five, a 5-4-1, look to hit them on the counter, but I just think at the moment this back four is not helping this team.
England 3, Wales 0, Netherlands 1, France 1. Both sets of players have come over to the near side touchline. Let's get another word with the former Wales assistant manager, Rhian Skinner, who's part of our commentary team tonight. Rhian, I can see Rhian Wilkinson looking very expressive at the moment, trying to drill into her players some sort of tactical changes maybe, trying to get them some energy back, but it looks like it's going to be a really long night for Wales now.
It does. I mean, I think the biggest thing is they're just giving Lauren James far too much time and space on the ball, and sometimes you have to concede that you need to double up on certain individuals to prevent her from having so much room. I think the fact that they're staying off her as well, I know it's difficult because once you get too tight she then waits for you to sort of try to step in, and then she shifts the ball at the last second, which is why you sort of need the cover in that area. It's kind of putting Kerry Holland off from wanting to actually put her under pressure. So realistically, if they did go to a back five, like Tasha said, just to get them through to a half-time of 5-4-1, I agree with, because they'll get the extra body and manage the pockets and Lauren James a little bit better.
And that is the hope from a Wales perspective, but the team in red have hardly been able to get themselves on the ball, let alone keep England out off it. Early ball by Esther Morgan down the Wales right, and that's going to trickle through to the England number one, Hannah Hampson, who had a heavy touch there with Fionn Morgan in close attention, but the England goalkeeper's there to claim it back again, looking for back-to-back clean sheets tonight. Hannah Hampton at Euro 2025. And England, a reminder as it stands, will finish in second place in the group. And that would mean a quarter-final against Sweden next Thursday in Zurich, and it'll be live on Talk Sport. England throw, far side, Greenwood to Stanway. Stanway looks up now, plays the ball backwards to Carter, and now Williamson in the centre circle for England. Angled ball to the far side, the left again. Greenwood pokes it infield to Hemp. Stanway with a nice reverse pass. It's intercepted only as far as Walsh. She pokes it down the middle. Bronze wins the ball, middle of the Wales half, and has threaded it up left to Hemp. Hemp slow ball in, cleared away by Roberts, comes back to Hemp, chests it down. Stanway tries to let it run. Walsh will try to reach it and shoot on the edge of the box. Good tackle by Angharad James first of all, and then Fishlock for Wales. Rowe looks to break. Bronze is there to win it back for England, and it remains 3-0. But it could have been more, Tash Dowie.
It could have been more, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm looking out at this Welsh team, and I think everyone wanted Wales to maybe put on more of a performance. But if you actually look at that team, there's only one player, and even Gemma Evans isn't a regular starter at Liverpool. One player that actually plays in the WSL in the top division now. Every other player except for Jess Fishlock and Angharad James, who play over in America, are in the championship level. The goalkeepers, all three of them, don't play at club level. So it's a big ask to be able to perform at this kind of level, for 90 minutes back-to-back games. So am I surprised? No, if I'm being completely honest. And what I hope more than anything though is that they play with heart, which they always have done.
Here is Greenwood for England, back to Hampton, midway inside her own half, the goalkeeper Hampton, who has had to make one very good save to keep Wales out. It was the skipper Angharad James whose snapshot was turned away, but with 8 minutes of the first half plus stoppage time remaining, it is England who are totally in command. 3-0 up, and it's still Netherlands 1, France 1 in the other game in the group. So France and England would go through. The ball bounces down towards the dead ball line. Lily Woodham is there to clear it away for Wales. Out to play for another England throw in the right wing position. Be France against Germany in the quarter-finals as it stands. Walsh out wide to James. James back in field, and Bronze collects possession. Now Walsh on the corner of the penalty area. Bronze is there again for England in a congested spot, but she still found Stanway. Bronze moving almost into an inverted role, Tash Dowie, at times in this game. We'll get a word from Tash on that in a moment. James raining down the England right again, tormenting that Wales back line. Goes on the outside of Holland, then chopped back infield onto the left foot. Nearly drew a foul from Angharad James. Cleared away by Rowe. It's just England camped in the Wales half, Tash.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun game now for England. We talked about being patient, but actually now it's a situation where you can express yourselves.
Toon looking to try and drive towards the edge of the penalty area. Wales are getting as many players behind the ball in red as they possibly can. Neat nutmeg from Kerry Holland on the inside left, but the ball with the outside of her foot is too long for Fionn Morgan. Leah Williamson with an easy back pass to the England goalkeeper Hampton. We've got the Wales players' relatives sat in front of us here inside the stadium. And absolutely, Wales deserve to be proud of their achievements in getting here. And they have been handed a really tough group, we all know that.
Yeah, they have been. They said they wanted to play against the best, but I think probably deep down they would have loved to have been put in a group where they could maybe have put up more of a fight, but that's not been the case. But what they will do is lessons will be learned. It's an incredible experience for these players, and I'm sure we'll see them back in a major tournament again.
Ball is out on England right with Bronze. Bronze midway inside Wales territory, goes on the outside of Holland and skips past her. Lucy Bronze joining the attack and whipping in a lovely cross. Hemp is there, it skimmed off her head. Could easily have been her second and England's fourth. The ball is all the way down by the opposite corner flag. Lovely ball by Greenwood, and Hemp back to Stanway. Hemp trying to turn in the penalty area. The angle is tight. Rowe gets a footing to win it back. This is lovely football from the defending champions. Playing with an elegance and real flair tonight, England. They're enjoying themselves out there.
The press is phenomenal, and this is what they did last game. I spoke about it before the game. The high press was brilliant, and this is exactly the same. And what Wales need to do much better, and it's so hard, but when it does get up to their front line, they have to make it stick better, and they're not. So then it's just attack after attack after attack.
Stanway, lovely pass to Hemp after the 1-2. Hemp whipping in the left-footed delivery, headed away by Roberts. England's wing play outstanding tonight. Stanway to Walsh, foul deflection. Rowe hacks it away. Everybody for Wales just trying to defend the edge of the penalty area. Fionn Morgan is the furthest forward. She's midway inside her own half. Stanway coming forward again. Hacked away by Roberts again. This is a punishing night for the Welsh. The 3-0 defeat against Netherlands was tough, although it was so nearly 0-0 at half-time. They were much improved against the French, and of course at one stage it was 1-1 for large periods of that first half, but they have been utterly outclassed, and that is the truth of the matter, Touchdown.
Yeah, they have been. I think in past games, Wales have actually given the opposition goals. They haven't actually been broken down. It's been individual errors. But actually tonight, you'd have to say, bar maybe one, they've been really outclassed with regards to the play from England.
5 minutes of normal time to go in the first half. Lucy Bronze, header infield, chested down, miscontrolled by Holland. James is onto it again. Drills in the cross. Russo went near post, cleared away. What a ball by James. Russo can't wait to feed off these. Walsh with a lovely way to pass. Stanway's head ball line cuts it back. Clark, the goalkeeper's there. It's hit row, spun back to Clark. And England are carving out opportunities from every avenue and angle. They are 3-0 up, and it deserves to be more.
Yeah, it does, and we're having a lot of joy down this right-hand side. But what I love as well from this England team is the energy from everyone. And I talked about that freedom. Stanway making the third man runs. If she doesn't, then it's two. Walsh is getting a lot higher. I've spoken about how actually I think Walsh's stats, goals-wise, isn't good enough for the type of player that she is. So I'm glad to see her getting higher up the pitch, looking to take strikes on goal as well. And everyone's got that rotation, which for Wales is so hard. They don't know who to pick up.
So England are heading through. The win that they need to guarantee qualification is almost certainly secure. Olivia Clark, the Wales goalkeeper, just eludes Lauren James. That must have been a heart-in-mouth moment for Wales' number one. Here's Woodham for them, over the halfway line on the near side of the field. Woodham with space and time actually to credit towards Fishlock, but well spotted by Carter, who strides out of defence to intercept it for England. 2 for the Lionesses. To Lauren James on halfway. Our producers rightly pointed out that Hampton is kind of playing like the ultimate sweeper in this game. She spent most of the match outside her own box and closer to the halfway line than the penalty area.
But that's her biggest strength, isn't it? I think she had 2 pre-assists last game, and I think that's why she is England's number one now. And as a player, that's so important that she can do that. She can penetrate, she can miss out areas of the pitch that no other keeper can. I think she's vitally important, and for her as well, it's important to stay involved in the game. When you're dominating for so much as a keeper, it's tough. You can switch off, so for her to get some touches as well in these moments are important.
There is a significant moment elsewhere in Group D. Netherlands 2, France 1, so that drops France down to second place, and England will go top of the group. So you've got 3 sides on 6 points, all split by head-to-head goal difference. It's like a mini league, if you like. Selma Basher with the own goal. That has put the Dutch into the lead, but France are okay in second spot at the moment. They're through as long as they don't lose by 3 or more goals. So the Dutch have still got a lot of work to do, but significantly that takes England top. And so if they finish top, it'll be Germany in the quarters on Saturday in Basel. And the equation changes again, even with a goal that has been scored by a team other than England. James corner the penalty area, out wide to Toon, and James again on the edge of the box. Lovely reverse ball to Toon again. She's in behind all the time in the world. Russo! There she is to tap it in. There's Alessia Russo's goal. England are teaching Wales a footballing lesson, and how appropriate that Russo should be there to crown off one of the most dominant halves you will ever see at any European Championship. Champagne football from the defending champions. It's England 4, Wales 0.
I mean, it's magnificent. You can't take anything away from it. Is it too easy in my opinion? Yes, but it is magnificent, and you can only play up against who you're playing. And Lauren James right now is just having fun. She's taking the mick, to be honest. The ball here, the little dink through, the weight of it, that it just drops there. The kick out, and then actually the composure from Russo. She could have easily hit that first time, but to take that touch, she knew she had the time to take that touch, and she deserves that more than anyone. Except for James, she's been the star player of this tournament, and she deserves that goal.
4-0 to England. On Women's Euro Live on TalkSport 2 at McDonald's. Try the new Big Arch now. And England have won it back straight from kick-off again. This must be torturous for the Wales players. They're trying their best, no question about that. They're trying not to lose spirit, but the golfing quality is almighty, really. Here's Holland on the halfway line for Wales. Reverse ball down the middle, Carter's there to intercept. 5 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Be interesting to see I want to bring the substitutions into it again. Whether Sarina Wiegman does think about changes, Tash Dowie. You don't want to be disrespectful to the Welsh, of course, but there are England players who might feel they can get game time, they can get a goal.
I think any other team would, but Sarina doesn't, and it wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't make it. I think it makes sense, to rest the likes of a Lauren James, players that have played a lot of football, players that maybe aren't up to full fitness still, a Stanway, a Hemp.
Here is Hemp again. What a first half Lauren Hemp has had. Darting on the outside left away from Hester Morgan and teasing or whipping in the cross high towards Russo again. James over the top of the hard volley. Could be any score.
It could be, and she should be scoring that. She knows it. Again, it's down the left-hand side, whether it's the left-hand side, the right-hand side. In those 1v1 areas, they're beating Wales all day long. It's on the half volley. She just doesn't get over it. She doesn't jump into it enough. She's leaning back, and that's why it goes over. But it really has been a great first half of football. And for me now, I'm really excited to see how Wales can problem solve and put on a better half, second half.
Minute through the 5 minutes added at the end of the first half. Russo down the inside right for England, back to Lucy Bronze joining the attack again. This inverted role for Bronze is certainly a useful England talking point. They're keeping possession very well. Bronze chips the ball into the penalty area. Woodham's going to let it run through to goalkeeper Clark in the all-black kit, short sleeves. Chelsea 2, PSG 0 it remains in the Club World Cup final over on TalkSport. That kicked off very late. All the games, it feels like, kick off late at that tournament. 8 minutes late. I wonder how long it'll take them to do the trophy lift. At the moment, it's Chelsea who are going to be lifting the Club World Cup. England 4, Wales 0. Good ball down the middle by Walsh, is slightly overhit beyond James and through to Olivia Clark. 2 minutes of the 5 added, played at the end of the first period, and I suppose those England players making absolutely certain the starting 11, Tash Dowie, that they're going to play again in the quarters.
Yeah, and also think as a player that's in this 11 right now, you want to carry on playing. A Russo, you've probably got a hat-trick in you this game, so you don't want to get subbed off.
Here come Wales. Holland inside left. The game is beyond them now. They still enjoy a goal against England though. Bronze comes across in front of Fionn Morgan and Wales get a corner at the England end of the stadium. Maybe it's the little things now for Wales in terms of the game plan. Holland will take it, and Wales, in fact, no, she's going to leave it to Lily Woodham. Plenty of Wales players on the pitch with experience in the top flight in England, playing in America. And I wonder, yes, England have been very good, but how disappointed those Wales players will be feeling as Woodham gets ready to take the corner of the number 2. Plenty in red are forward here. Woodham, one arm up into the air, left-footed delivery into the near post. That's a flying header away, only as far as Rowe into the box, and it's just over the top. Well, they have had a couple of chances, Tash Dowie.
Yeah, Rowe's got that in her, played with her at Reading. This is her all day long, and actually she should probably, in my opinion, score there or at least hit the target. The type of player that she is, you can see the ball just bounces up. She hits it really clean. And we talk about Wales celebrating those small wins. For them now, getting a first goal against England will be probably a target for them now, and that could be a small win to celebrate.
90 seconds of added time to go. England 4, Wales 0. Top team tonight on TalkSport 2. Tash Dowie, former England striker. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, our England reporter, behind the goal in front of the England fans. The former Wales assistant boss, Rhiann Skinner. Jess Carter for England playing it back to Hampton. There she is in that ultimate sweeper role, nearly over the halfway line as she pings a lovely crossfield ball on the angle to Bronze. Bronze, James and Toon linking up superbly down the England right. James, was she fouled by Rowe? Body checked. Assistant right in front of it. No, she says goal kick.
And I think that's the problem as well, if I'm being honest, just because of how strong Lauren James is, and she never tends to go down. Actually, when she does get bumped physically and does go down, the referee doesn't tend to give her it, and I actually think that was a foul there. You shouldn't always have to stay up as a player. She likes to show her strength, but I think that's poor refereeing there. But can we just say, what about that pass from Hannah Hampton? Phenomenal.
Jess Park is warming up on her own for England at the moment, so that could be interesting. Wales looking to raid down the far side there, right. Carter, ever authoritative, gets across in front of Carrie Jones. Good control by Greenwood, actually. Ball was fizzed out her by Hampton, who's under pressure now. Hampton, she's giving it away. Fishlock for Wales with a low shot, and it's wide. Well, that's the one blemish on an otherwise excellent first half performance from England. And Wales maybe will feel that Fishlock should have hit the target.
Oh, she should have hit the target, absolutely. And England, for me here, is a little bit of complacency, a bit of arrogance with regards to playing out there onto that tight press. Really poor decision by Hampton, and for someone at Fishlock's level, got to score or hit the target.
The end of the first half, first class from the Lionesses. They are not just cruising through to the quarterfinals. At the moment, they'll do so as group winners. Whether that's a good thing or not is another debate. That's what tournament football is all about. But England have shown their tournament mettle. They've shown exactly why they're defending European champions. No nerves whatsoever. On top from the very start. Stanway's penalty, Toon, Hemp, and then Alessia Russo off the mark at the tournament. The gulf between the two sides has not so much been a gulf as an almighty chasm, and it is England 4, Wales 0. Changes for both sides. Josie Green for Lily Woodham for the beleaguered Welsh, and for England a double substitution. Off go Ella Toon, arguably the star of the first half, a goal and 2 assists, though she is on a yellow card, so England want to make sure that there's no chance she misses the quarter-final. Toon goes off, so too does Hemp. On come Jess Park, major tournament debut for the Manchester City player. What a night for her, and an England legend, their number 9, Beth Mead, who on this evidence has got work to do to try and play herself into that quarter-final, which at the moment, as Adrian has been saying, is going to be next Saturday in Basel against Germany. Live on TalkSport. Here we go, Tash
Tasty
Dowie.
indeed. I'm looking forward to the media match-up. I'm looking forward to that. No, but just going on back to Park, she's someone that I'm so glad she's gone and got minutes. We went to training a few days ago, and in my opinion, she looked the sharpest. Looked really tidy. Finishes were top, and I think, like I said, Serena's obviously seen that, and she's had a really good season at City. This is the type of game that she can express herself, get in those pockets. Yeah, I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, we've had some really interesting training sessions across the course of the tournament. England are based in Zurich, and we have thought that Jess Park has looked super sharp every time. It's not a great surprise that she is getting some game time here.
No, she's a top player. She's a real talent. I just think it shows the depth that this England team have, is that you've got players like her who, in my opinion, could get into any other nation in this tournament. But I think that's where we're very blessed in this England setup.
It's England 4, Wales 0. The Lionesses from right to left in the second half towards the England end, in white shirts, royal blue shorts and white socks, and Wales all in red, playing from left to right here in St Gallen. There are chocolates being passed around the press box. We must be in Switzerland. Luxury chocolates.
They're rubbing it in because they can actually eat them and we can't.
Well, you can try, but probably not a great idea. Tash Dowie, former England strikers, with us. Wonder if she'll take a penalty in the next media match if it comes up.
If it's against you, 100%.
We're nearly 2 minutes into the second half. England 4, Wales 0. Wales are heading home. It'll be 3 defeats from 3. England are going through alongside France, who are 2-1 down to the Netherlands. France are through as long as they don't lose by 3 or more goals. So it would still take something special from the Dutch. That's because of the head-to-head goal difference between the 3 nations. All of them are on 6 points. England have scored 8 goals in their last 2 matches in the group, as Greenwood comes across to take a throw in the left back position. So it's Hannah Hampton in goal, Bronze, Williamson, Carter and Greenwood, as Carter lets the ball trickle out of play for a goal kick. Walsh and Stanway, and then Park in the central role behind Russo, Mead out on the right hand side, and Hemp is out on the left. And our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, who's behind the goal, has made us aware that Chloe Kelly's warming up as well. We'll get plenty of analysis from Courtney throughout this second half. Let me give you the Wales team. The dark skies overhead now, and it's been a very tough night for the Welsh. Clark in goal, Esther Morgan, Roberts, Evans and Green in defence, Fishlock, Jones and Angharad James, Holland, Fionn Morgan and Rowe in the forward positions. Angharad James stretches, sends the ball looping off her right leg. Russo's going to let it run to the dead ball line, and she's going to let it go behind for an England corner. 4-0 up early in the second second half. Here's the former England striker, Tash Dowie again.
Yeah, as well, I'm just looking at the kind of the freedom. Lauren James has found herself on the left-hand side here, mixed it up with Hemp a little bit, and I can see also that Josie Green has gone into that right-back position, so Morgan now has gone into that left-back role. Lily Woodham had a tough first 45 minutes, but I just think that's what's great about this England team. If Lauren James then wants to switch and go back onto the other side, they have that freedom, and I think that's so valuable that in those 1v1s out wide, they're having the time of their life, to be honest.
Alex Greenwood on corner taking duty, left-footed and in swinging. Here it comes, fizzed in towards Russo, header away, good header away that at the heart of the back line by Evans. Now it's come to Walsh for England to pump it back into the penalty area, headed away by Evans again. Fionn Morgan can't retrieve the loose ball and England have it back. That's a strange sweeping pass from Carter. Miles overhit, it's actually hit one of the England flags on the far side, but the England fans are in party mood. Carter nicks the ball into touch again, deflected off Fionn Morgan, and Carter's done well there. It's an England throw. What is interesting about the debate about who England, what side of the draw they come up against, you watch the performances over the last couple of games, Tash Dowie, play like this and England can beat anyone.
They absolutely can, and this is what I mean about this England team and Serena Wiegman. They're holders, they're champions. So actually, they'd probably find it a bit disrespectful that people are talking about them actually wanting to avoid Spain. Everyone should be fearing this England team, so they're not worried about who they come up against.
4-0 up against Wales, and now here is Bronze with a new reverse ball down the right-hand side. There's been no tension in the game for England whatsoever. They were 1-0 up after 13 minutes, and it's all flowed from there. And here is Mead in the penalty area now. Darcy infield onto the left foot, takes a deflection off Mead via the clearance of Angharad James. Russo at the back post, whips in a high reverse ball. It's overhit, it's going to bounce behind. Now, did Esther Morgan get a glancing touch? She did, says the referee. I think she thought there was an England player behind her. Corner to England at the Lionesses' end of the ground, and the England fans are roaring their approval from the stands.
And that's what I like as well about Mead coming on. She offers something completely different to a Hemp. She can come in onto her left foot, and she loves that little chop and the shape shot that you've seen her score so many goals. But also then when she's on that left-hand side, she can do the same. So I think it's really effective for her and James to be either side, because then they can chop in on their stronger foot.
Well, England looking for a fifth goal. 5.5 minutes into the second half. Greenwood to deliver again from the right in towards Williamson, and the near post miss, kicked it, and then Stanway tried to turn it home from very close range, blocked off by the goalkeeper Olivia Clark, and appeals for handball in the penalty area there. Walsh with a great diagonal ball. Park! It's going to hit the post. So unlucky, Jess Park. She nearly scored on her major tournament debut. What a ball in from Keira Walsh. Park with a glancing touch. Oh, that would have been a wonderful moment for her. Wales bailed out by the post.
I thought it was a goal.
And
it's a save. It is a brilliant save. I thought it was a goal all day long, and how Russo then didn't get on the end of that. But the ball, I'm lost for words, to be honest, with that ball. It is beautiful, and the technique, she couldn't do anything more. She's got over it, she's helped it on. It's a brilliant save by Olivia Clark.
We've had a nice little replay on our monitor from the angle, and it's a wonder stop from Clark, really. Pure instinct from the Wales number one, who plays her club football at Leicester. 7 minutes into the second half, and England were not too far away from another. Aggie Beever-Jones has been warming up now. England may be readying further changes. It's not often you see Serena Wiegman make two half-time substitutions in any context, really. This has been a very comfortable England win, it is going to be. Jones for Wales, down the near side the right, blocked off by Walsh, and James tracking back to help out as well. 3 England white shirts surrounding Josie Green, the substitute. Carter back to Hampton under pressure, hurried left-footed clearance high into the air, and it's a throw. So England top the group, remember, and it will be Germany on Saturday as it stands on TalkSport. What a day it will be. The British and Irish Lions' first test against Australia at 11. The Euros quarter-final for England, and Usyk against Dubois live from Wembley, the rematch, and it will all be live on TalkSport. What a super Saturday that will be. But worth reminding you that if France get an equaliser against the Dutch, then England drop down to second, and it'll be Sweden on Thursday. So I think plenty of England fans focus as much on the other game now, which the Netherlands still lead 2-1 in, as much as what we're seeing on the field here.
Well, to be honest, within the first 5 minutes, I've seen a little bit more fight from Wales than we did in the first 45. You know, they're trying to get first to the ball more, they're pressing higher more. So they've obviously had a little bit of a kick up the you-know-what at half-time by Rhian Skinner. And you can see the captain, Jess Fishlock, as well, is really, you know, getting her players going. And that's what the fans deserve as well.
We'll get a word from our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk shortly. She's sat very close to the England fans, right at the heart of the atmosphere and right in front of the penalty area where England are attacking in the second half. James for England, back to Greenwood. Greenwood's touch towards James again. She glides away down the left-hand side. So confident she can get beyond Green. Surges beyond her. Angle tight. Rowe came across at the last moment. Good, firm, physical challenge from Rowe. And Green, helped out by a teammate, is able to hook it away to halfway. Carter's there. Back to Williamson. And England get it back again.
Yeah, really good defending actually by Rachel Rowe. Doubling up there. She knew that her teammate, Josie Green, who's just come on, needed help, and she got done in that 1v1 area, and that's probably where Wales didn't do enough of that in the first half. You know, doubling up, like Rhian Skinner said at half-time. I think that's really important. But again, we talk about it, that rest defence, sloppy there by Carter, but the rest defence by England to win the ball back so quickly, it's been phenomenal. And I think as a player, that's just exciting, isn't it? That you can create in another attack. It just lifts the whole stadium.
It is Jones on the halfway line for Wales, tries to prod it down the Wales right. It's spun off Greenwood. Wales throw, they want to take it quickly. There are a couple of changes imminent for England. Beaver Jones and Kelly on the near side touchline. We're right on top of the pitch here. We can see Serena Wiegman on the edge of a very small technical area. England about to make these changes. Here are Wales on the ball with Evans. Rare moments of possession where they're not under huge pressure, the Welsh. But England have not felt any pressure at all. In fact, Alex Greenwood said they thrive ahead of these sorts of games. Now Russo looking to get the wrong side of the defender, Roberts, who is tugging her shirt. That'll be an England free kick, and maybe they can make those changes now. So Beaver Jones will get more minutes, many more minutes than she had against the Dutch. We know all about Chloe Kelly.
I'm happy. You know, this puts a smile on my face. I think everyone wanted this to happen. This was the dream scenario, to be able to have the game done and dusted at half-time and to give these players the minutes they deserve, to rest our key players like Lauren James now coming off. I think this is great, you know, and long may this continue. Hopefully these players can come on and really have that moment and fight for a starting spot. Everyone wants to get into this team.
So off go James and Russo to rapturous ovations, and as if to illustrate the quality and depth in the England squad, Chloe Kelly and Aggie Beaver Jones are the two to come on. Being an impact sub is my trademark, says Aggie Beaver Jones.
Russo won't like it though, you know, I'm telling you now. I mean, Russo, yes, she wants more, and I'm telling you now, as a number 9 in a game like this where you know there is more goals, you're not happy coming off after 56 minutes.
Is Kelly going to take the free kick with her first touch? She does. Dinks it high towards the back post, header away by Roberts. I think made the contact in the end just behind Evans. England have it back with Carter, right to left England, and it's very quiet at the other end of the field, the Wales end. England are streaming forward again at will as we head towards the hour mark on TalkSport 2. They're into the quarter-finals, no doubt. Here they come again with Beth Mead, racing into the penalty area. Good work by Fishlock to steer it away. England throw by the corner flag. Yeah, the only question left tonight is who England will play in the last 8, and we'll find out, of course, in terms of the result of the Netherlands against France in Basel. At the moment, the Dutch still lead 2-1, so it's England against Germany next Saturday. Lots of time for England to prepare for that game. Germany, of course, will have even longer, but they were heavily beaten by Sweden yesterday. Certainly not invincible Germany. Leaky at the back, if anything. They actually went to the stadium to watch that game yesterday, and Germany, when they had a player sent off, of course, were all over the place defensively.
Oh no, they were, and pace-wise at the back looked really slow. So actually, if you're asking me who I prefer to play against, Sweden or Germany right now, I'm saying Germany, and that would have taken a lot out of them as well, to playing with 10 players for that long. long, there'll be a lot of tired legs, and a key player as well getting a red card who will be missing for the next game.
Sweden look good in the forward line as we expected. Here is Carter on halfway for England to Williamson right at the centre circle. Early ball right down the middle. Beaver Jones gets her first touch. She's offside. And let's go now pitch side again to Courtney Sweetman-Kirk and Courtney England are continuing to put the pressure on, and that's good to see.
Yeah, they are, and what I can hear as well, that rhythm on the ball, and they move the ball so differently to the Welsh. The sound it makes, the way that it's quickly on two touch, it's like a rhythm, boom, 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 because they're moving it so quickly, and that's completely different to the Welsh. And they're in cruise control at the minute, England.
Here they come again, England looking for further goals. Georgia Stanway could be clear. Brave save by Clark at her feet. It's come back to Beaver Jones from the right angle. Out wide to Mead. Mead floats it across. That takes a deflection off Esther Morgan, and it's gone behind. And actually all credit to Olivia Clark keeping the score down at the moment. There's still over half an hour to go.
Yeah, she is, and actually it's a bit of an overweighted pass there by Beaver Jones. I think she should do better and allow Stanway to actually get that dink rather than make it a 50-50. But the players that have come on have had straight away a great impact.
Well, if it is to be Germany for England in the quarters, it will be a renewal, of course, of one of the great international rivalries. Meanwhile, the focus here on more goals. Kenny drills the corner into the near post. Bronze with the flicked header. That's going to drift away from goal. Marka Evans might have got a touch on it. Green hooks it away for Wales down the near side, the right. And there is no respite for the Welsh at the moment as England go back to Hannah Hampton. This is TalkSport 2. On a night where the pressure was meant to be all on England, well, if there was any, they haven't shown it. Of course, there will be tougher tests to come, but this England team completely unrecognisable from the side that performed so poorly in the first game of the group stages.
Yeah, they look full of confidence, and this is what we expect. These are the standards that this England team have set, near perfection. So when they don't produce that, then the critics come out, the questions are asked, but they've answered the questions brilliantly these last two games.
Williamson on the halfway line, chips the ball to Stanway. First time pass back to the feet of Carter. Stanway again for England. And she threaded the ball out to the left-hand side. Greenwood back to Stanway once more. Netherlands 2, France 2. England down to second spot in the group. And they'll play Sweden on Thursday, as it stands. 2-2 in Basel. And the equaliser for France has come from Marie-Antoinette Katoto. So that pathway for England, Sweden in the quarters and Norway in the semis. And let's get a word from the former Wales assistant manager, Rhiann Skinner. A tough night for Wales, Rhiann, but how impressed have you been by the England performance?
Yeah, I think they've been clinical, England, haven't they, ultimately? It just a wave after wave of attack that's created loads of decision making and problems really for Wales. I think, having said that, the second half they've started a little bit brighter, they've managed to stem the flow a little bit. Some of that comes from the conversation we were having about how they manage the pockets, and actually the midfielders are tracking those runs and giving that extra cover now to stop the players from coming inside like Lauren James was in the first half as much. So some tactical switches has helped them for sure. They're definitely, still working as hard as they possibly can to try and get something from it, but we know now England will be in sort of coasting mode as well now, given the state of the game really.
Thank you, Rhiann. Wales on the attack. Across comes Alex Greenwood in front of Carrie Jones to clear authoritatively for England, and of course important for England to keep up another clean sheet tonight. Back-to-back clean sheets. Foul by Mead on Green. Wales have got a free kick. Right wing position. This will be one of their better chances. They want to get Hannah Kane and Hayley Ladd onto the pitch. Ladd left out of the starting 11 in the last two games, Tash Dowie, which I know has surprised quite a few of us.
It surprised me, to be honest. I think Hayley Ladd is a player that's hugely underestimated. I think she's a top player, consistent, holding midfield player, hard tackler, good on the ball. Was brilliant at United, should have played more in my opinion, has had a good impact at Everton. So I think for Wales it's a positive that she's coming on. For Kane, pace, hard work, she'll run things down, lost causes, and I think Wales actually the first kind of 10 minutes have been much better. I think Rhian Wilkinson will be really proud of this first 10 minutes.
Holland over the ball, yet they've defended much more stoutly, Wales, so far. Holland delivers the free kick right-footed. It's a good ball. Fishlock heads it down. Good block by Bronze. That was a problem for Hampton, heading towards her bottom corner. Wales in front of their fans. Low ball in by Green, gathered by Hampton. at the near post. So it's France top of the group, 7 points from 3. England on 6 in second. Dutch would go out on 4, and Wales would go home with not a single point. So England, they're going to play Sweden in the quarters, and that on paper the more favourable side of the draw, as the cross is gathered by Clark, the Wales goalkeeper, inside her penalty area. But I think you are absolutely right, Tash Dowie, former England striker, to say that for Sarina Wiegman and for England, they actually might think it's disrespectful to suggest that they're desperate to avoid Spain or Germany, because to win this you've got to beat them probably. Wales give it away, Walsh intercepts, Stanway down the middle, edge of the D, Stanway with a firm shot, deflection takes all the sting out of it.
I think you're spot on, I really do. You know, except for Spain, England were heavy favourites. They are the holders. So again, like I said, I think they feed off this. They feed off this kind of doubt. They feed off the critics. They feed off what, you know, everyone's saying. But they're in their bubble. You know, they love the pressure, the added pressure that comes with being the holders. And like I said, they're thriving. So bring it on. Whether it's Sweden, who for me have been really impressive, but right now they're just focusing on getting the job done tonight. And wow, are they putting on a performance?
They are back underway in the Club World Cup, live on Talk Sport. Chelsea 3, PSG 0. Half time was nearly 25 minutes long. So hopefully they can iron out those issues before the World Cup next summer. Double change for Wales. Rowe and Holland come off. Here come Kane and Ladd. And France have got a third against the Dutch. Netherlands 2, France 3. Delphine Cascarino, who was such a menace for England in that first game, has scored, and there appears little doubt now that England will play Sweden next Thursday in the quarters, and they wouldn't meet Spain in theory until the final.
What a matchup. I mean, it probably is going to change again within a minute, but like I said, bring it on. You know, England will have that mentality, but right now they're just focusing on what they've got to do tonight.
Well, the only way it can change is if the Dutch were to score twice themselves and lead, which will be tough for them. 3-2 France, 4-0 England against Wales. We've made those two changes. We're nearly midway through the second half on TalkSport 2. Walsh has held the play up on the halfway line for England. She's fouled, they've got a free kick. Greenwood to the feet of Williams. England still have, of course, the opportunity to make another substitution if they want to. Can't see anybody warming up at the moment. The England fans are into the Sarina chant, and it's now 4-2 France against the Dutch, so that settles it well and truly. 2 in 3 minutes for Cascarino. France-Germany is going to be a brilliant quarter-final. We'll have all the quarters for you on the TalkSport network. That one could be really standout, and one of the big hitters is going to go home.
And I think that was always going to be the case, wasn't it? And even with this group of death, you know, a big nation, whether that's going to be the Netherlands, that looks like it, is going to go out. And I think that just makes it even more exciting for the likes of your Switzerland, who have progressed, and the home nation, you're potentially in Italy, Norway, you know, nations that maybe people didn't expect. And this is why we love these tournaments. You know, we want to see that.
Dutch to turn things around, I make it would need to score 5 goals. And that is not going to happen. Here come England. Beaver Jones corner of the area. Square to Kelly. Into the box. Not sharp enough. Lashed at it. And the ball spun off her foot. Hardly travelled anywhere. And there's a Wales player down in the penalty area. And that is Gemma Evans, who's gone down. Across comes the referee, just to stop it. And credit to Wales, you are right, Tash Dowie. They haven't necessarily stopped the flow of England attacks, but they have dug in and they have shown a tremendous amount of pride at the tournament.
Yeah, well, 20 minutes, you talk about it. They haven't conceded in the second half, and Rio Wilkinson would have said that. I've been in those situations before where it's been tough, you know, you may be 3 or 4-0 down, you have to go, right, it's 0-0. You know, let's go and win the second half. Let's go and try and draw the second half. Get something positive and give the fans, who have been magnificent for them, something to cheer about.
You're listening to Women's Euro live on TalkSport 2 at McDonald's. Order the iconic Big Arch on the McDonald's app. We'll get another word with our England reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk shortly as a Mexican wave sweeps around the stadium here. Lots of England flags all around the ground. Williamson for England. Over the halfway line, midway inside the Wales half. On to Park. Toon came off at half-time. Evans back towards Ankaran James, who roll the back pass to the feet of the goalkeeper. Clark is there to control. Clark finds Roberts on the edge of the Wales box. England have eased up a bit with just over 20 minutes to go. They don't want to lose anybody to injury. They can't lose anyone to a yellow card now. With Toon, the only player who was on a potential booking to miss the quarters, having gone off. But is that in the mind of Sarina Wiegman, Tash?
Yeah, it is, and I think as well for England, they can manage the game. We talk about that in football. The players that have come on, your Beaver Jones, your Mead, your Kelly, your Park, they will 100% be full of energy, wanting to try and get into this 11. But for the other players, now they're just managing the game, keeping themselves ticking over, not having to exert themselves that much.
Here is Carter for England, midway inside her own half, back to Hampton, quite a heavy back pass. Hampton controls with ease and finds Williamson. Boos and whistles from the Wales fans. Wales win it back. Fishlock, a long way out, dead centre. On to Jones, blocked off by Greenwood. Every time England have lost the ball, they've been so quick to try and win it back. Again, the tempo is so different from that first group stage game. And actually, let's get a word from Courtney Sweetman-Kirk on that. Courtney, how impressed have you been with England's work off the ball in the last two games as well?
Yeah, it's been excellent. Again, I think to start the way that they did again tonight, it's forced mistakes from Wales. But yes, there's an element of Wales being poor, but you've got to force that mistake. And actually the movement to then get on the ball to progress, especially in wide areas. I mentioned it at half time, but specifically in the first half down the right hand side, the likes of Lucy Bronze, Ella Toon and Lauren James I've been really impressed with.
Here is Walsh for England. That's the Bronze on the right hand side. Walsh again. England have looked very adept in terms of that back four as well. Interchanging. Walsh long ball down the middle. Half headed away by Roberts and actually hit her defensive colleague Evans on the foot. Wales have it back anyway. Esther Morgan clears upfield. Nodded down by Bronze again. England back on the ball again. Now Walsh in the middle of the Wales half.
I think as well Courtney made a great point about the tempo of passing, but also what I noticed about this England team. In football we call it taking the picture. Knowing what's around you as the ball comes into you, knowing straight away where you're going to play that ball. That's been the difference for me. When I look at this Welsh team, they receive a ball, then they're making the decision, and then they're getting pressed and losing the ball. Not taking the picture, not getting half turn, checking your shoulder. The kind of basics that you're taught, but at this level you have to be able to do that. And England, they're just doing it magnificently tonight.
Lee Charles going through a warm-up. Play at left back or at centre half, or even at right back, as we saw against the Dutch. 4 they scored against Netherlands, 4 they've scored tonight against Wales. All 4 goals for England came in the first half. And just the 4th time in the history of the Euros that a team have led by 4 goals at the break. There have been plenty of goals tonight. 4-2 to France against the Dutch. So France will go through as group winners, and of course, who knows? Could they meet England again? The only way they can is in the final. Bronze for England. Low ball in towards Beaver Jones. He turns. Mead. Lovely twisted turn. Oh, what a good finish. That's a piece of brilliance from Beth Mead. So quick with her control to sell the defender a dummy, turn away and drill the left-footed shot under the body of the goalkeeper. Mead has come off the bench to get her goal, and England have got 5 in St Gallen. It's been a top performance from Sarina Wiegman's team. England 5, Wales 0.
I love that. Well, 37th goal for her country. The stats are just brilliant, and she'll be wanting to start. I'm telling you now. She delivers every time she comes on. She's used to being in this starting 11, but to then celebrate with their teammates. But first of all, let's talk about it. It switched out lovely to the right-hand side. The ball in there first. This Beaver Jones, the hold-up play there, but then this. To be honest, I don't like to bring Miedemar into it, but that's Miedemar style. That the little dummy check sold themselves. Miedemar scored actually a goal very similar to this against Wales. See you later. Put her down on her feet. You can't sell yourself like that, but credit to me, the composure. Well done to her. Look at the celebrations. That's a real team of togetherness.
Well, England is superb tonight in St Gallen. And Mead, maybe just a little dilemma for Sarina Wiegman ahead of the quarter-final. There are a lot of attacking talents in this England squad, and actually everybody is shining tonight. The level has been raised just at the right time for England as they go into the knockouts. 5-0 against Wales. Kelly for England. She played back to Hannah Hampton. Have been slow starts for England in group stages at major tournaments of late. Not in terms of defeats at the World Cup and the Euros in 2022, Tash Dowie, but slightly convincing performances, but then they finished the group stage as well. It sets you up perfectly.
Oh, it absolutely does. And what impresses me most as well about these players that don't get a lot of game time, the way that they can just come in and bed themselves in so quickly, you know, like they are part of the starting 11. That's credit to their mentality.
Oh, lovely left by Park, hit by Kelly! Just wide for England, in fact slightly further wide maybe than it first looked. But Jess Park chesting the ball down with her back to goal and Chloe Kelly running onto it. England's build-up play was great and everybody wants to get in on the act.
Oh, the combination play there. The awareness by Jess Park as well, to actually see Chloe Kelly running off her back shoulder and to then be able to chest that there for her. And Chloe Kelly, it sits up perfect for her for the half volley. Shame she couldn't do better there.
Nearly, but not quite. And England are giving Spain a run for their money in terms of goal scoring across the course of the tournament so far, which, who knows, could be significant. The Spaniards have managed 14, which is very impressive. They are the highest scorers at the Euros, but England are gaining on them. They have now scored 10 in their 3 group matches.
I think that's so important as well. I think in the past, and Ellen White, goals have just been relied on her, but now when you look at this England team, there's goals throughout, midfield, out wide, number 9, subs coming on. I think that's great to see, and it's a headache that Sarina Wiegman's going to enjoy.
5 goals and 5 different scorers for England, 2 tonight. Roberts for Wales, back to Clark. This is TalkSport 2, and it's really turning into a great night to be a Lionesses fan again at a major tournament.
Were you a little bit nervous this morning, Joe?
I was. I wasn't the only one, I don't think. But to all my usual superstitions, Tash will be pleased to know, and well, it seems to have worked again. Here is Williamson on the halfway line. For England. Forward ball for once, not a good one from Williamson out of defence. Fishlock, centre circle. Hampton's a long way out of her goal here. She's back pending as Fishlock races forward for Wales. She's reached the edge of the area. That's a lovely way to pass. Oh, brilliant goal! Hannah Kane for Wales. Rifles it left-footed into the top corner. The one moment in the match that England have switched off, but it's a landmark moment for Wales and their first major tournament. Fishlock, she just had to be the player to set it up, and what a strike from Hannah Kane, like an arrow into the top corner, and Wales at least do have something to celebrate. England 5, Wales 1.
Firstly, I want to say congratulations to Wales. I'm glad they've had this moment. You know, they've had some really special moments. Jess Fishlock scoring, now Kane scoring his first goal ever against England, I believe, in front of their home crowd. And I'm glad as well, and I'm not surprised, that Fishlock is the one heavily involved. The way that she drove pretty much the half of the pitch, but then the composure, the weight of the pass here, so Kane can literally come onto it first time, and it's a great finish. Well done to the sub as well to come on and make a real impact.
First time they've ever scored a competitive goal against England, as Tash Dowie was saying, and Hannah Kane has got it. So it's 5-1. And England will be frustrated the way that they lost the ball and that Fishlock was allowed to run, but they took it brilliantly, did Wales.
They'll be disappointed as well not to have a clean sheet. We talk about that. You know, the performance has been magnificent, but clean sheets are so important when you get out to knockout stages, so that will frustrate them.
England tried to get on the attack straight away. At the other end, it's hooked downfield. And Williamson gets it back for England. That will be frustrating for Sarina Wiegman. A clean sheet goes. Nothing that Hampton could do about what was maybe the finish of the match.
And I'm not trying to make excuses as well, but it's hard. You know, when you are winning 5-0 to not then switch off, and they switched off.
Stanway inside left, blocked off. Is that going to be an England corner? It's an England throw. We'll get a word from the former Wales assistant manager, Rhian Skinner, in just a moment. England have got to throw in an attacking position, and they're going to make a change here with Niamh Charles coming on and Lucy Bronze going off. So mentioned that Charles comfortable at left back. And Lucy Bronze, 33rd major tournament appearance for England tonight. Second in the all-time list, only Jill Scott, 35, has played more. So England go all the way to the final. Lucy could break that record.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel old, but also very proud, because these are players, Alex Greenwood, over 100 caps for England, Lucy Bronze. These are players that I played with when I was at Everton, who were young kids coming through, full of talent, but did I ever think they would go on to do what they've done for England? So, you know, as a friend and a former player, a really proud moment to be able to sit here now and witness them doing that.
Tash Dowie, former England striker, with us. On comes Elise Hughes, a striker with plenty of height and aerial ability, plays for Crystal Palace, and off goes Fionn Morgan. Well, it's great for the Welsh fans. They have scored both goals that they've ever scored at a major tournament here at St Gallen, one at either end, and it's 5-1 to England. So again, they've got a throw in an attacking position here, just under 16,000 here in the east of the country. There are two balls on the pitch, referee's not seen it yet. Williamson, England play on. The ball is on the right hand side, at the opposite end to the side of the field where the ball has drifted on. And here is Charles back to Williamson, still that second ball's on the pitch. Rhian Wilkinson wants it stopped, and I understand why. England carry on as the referee's still not seen it yet. Fourth officials aware, assistants aware. That ball just sits lonely on the pitch. Here is Greenwood on the halfway line for England. Still they've not seen it. And England just stroking the ball about, the one that's actually being used. Finally we get it stopped. Right, let's get a word with Rhian Skinner. Rhian, brilliant moment for Wales. As the former assistant manager, you'll know exactly what that meant to them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, it was just good defending compactness. Jess Fishlock obviously gets the ball, and then she's got so much space to travel into and uses that so well to get forward. And then just the weight of the pass, as you guys mentioned already, to Hannah Kane. But she has absolutely thumped that finish, to be fair to her, you know. So I think it's just, I know, appreciate it's probably a consolation goal but at this stage, but obviously what an unbelievable finish. Something positive to take out of the game again.
Rhian Skinner, former Wales assistant manager, with us, of course. Rhian, also the manager of West Ham United in the WSL, had a really good second half of last season. Chelsea 3, PSG 0. It remains on Talk Sport, and of course Chelsea poised to lift the Club World Cup trophy. And that's a very impressive victory it's going to be against PSG. England 5, Wales 1 on TalkSport 2. England to play Sweden on Thursday night in Zurich. Live on TalkSport. We'll have full commentary, as you'd expect. We'll be back at the Stadion Letzigrund. And on the right for England is Williamson. Pings the ball into the penalty area. Header away by Evans of Wales. Hughes has brought the ball down. She had terrible luck with injury actually of late. Great to see her back on the pitch. Hannah Kane darting down the middle for Wales again, and she's encouraged to roll it on to Jones. Fishlock's in the middle. Jones wins a corner. England just sat off Wales a bit there.
Yeah, Hannah Kane's had a really good impact, and I talked about her pace. I actually would love to see her drive a little bit more here and actually commit Carter and Greenwood and then look to slip in. I think she's passed it a little bit too heavy and too early, but yeah, I think she's had a real good impact scoring the goal, and her pace is causing England a lot of problems.
So corner to Wales, who have got themselves something in this second half, and the Wales fans up on their feet. And a sea of red behind Hannah Hampton's goal. Esther Morgan will take. You can see they've been massively lifted by what is going to be a consolation. They're going to go home with nothing in terms of points, but they'll be delighted with the second half. Esther Morgan's corner, right foot in towards the 6-yard box. Good touch that by Williamson for England to flick it clear. Spinning off the top of her head, a subtle touch, but a great one. And now it's played backwards to Charles, and Hampton, the goalkeeper, has it for England again. 7 minutes plus added time remaining, and France will top the group, 3 wins from 3. England will be second, the Dutch just the 3 points. They're the big hitter, if you like, to drop out of the group of death. And Wales bottom. England, of course, bidding to defend their title, and playing like this, at least 95% of the performance tonight, they'll have a very good chance. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is going to speak to Sarina Wiegman for us on the Talk Sport Network, and it'll be fascinating to hear what she is made of tonight, what she thinks about the Sweden quarter-final to come. Here is Greenwood for England, fizzes it into the feet of Beaver Jones, who's just darted in between the defenders. She's offside.
Yeah, I've been a little bit, I say disappointed, because I want her to do so well. I love Beaver Jones, but I think the impact, she hasn't been able to have the impact. Twice now she's been caught offside, hasn't had many touches, and I think as a number 9, especially with Russo having that number 9 role, she'd like to be able to have more of an impact, at least get a goal when she comes on.
Another change for Wales. Off goes Carrie Jones. Here comes Kayleigh Barton, who, once this tournament's done, is going to become the head coach of Saltdean in the 5th tier. Another Wales player who's been so long serving, and she's been part of the setup for well over a decade, and great to see her get some minutes at the tournament.
Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting fact. I mean, again, someone that I've played against many a times, and what she's done for Wales, she's been like a fish lock, been there right from the start through the hard times, and has been a prolific goal scorer for them. Has really been their number 9 for many years with your Helen Ward. So congratulations as well for her career, and then good luck in the managerial side. That's exciting.
So stay with us on the Talk Sport Network. Sarina Wiegman to come, plus hopefully an England player as well. Georgia Stanway for England plays it back towards Hannah Hampton. I'm going to be interested to see Adrian Durham's player ratings as well. You'll be able to watch and read those on talksport.com and on YouTube as well. Can't be too many lower than 8 tonight, you wouldn't think, but we'll see.
I'm trying to rack my brain as well around the player of the match. There's too many.
Well, you've got about 5 minutes plus that in time, Tash Dowie, to have a good think about it. The England fans in great voice, and they'll be back in Zurich on Thursday. And then the path for England would be a semi-final against either Norway or Italy. It is on paper the favourable half of the draw, but when you get into the latter stages of major tournaments, sometimes you just never know. Williamson for England, square to Greenwood, halfway, and England just popping the ball about now. 5-1 to the good. Are they going to have the last word maybe in terms of goals? Stanway the number 8. It's a long rendition of Sweet Caroline at the moment. The England band obviously playing their part as ever. Mead, angled ball to the right. Charles, backwards pass to Williamson. Williamson, little 1-2 between her and Park again. Park once more out on the England right. Charles has held it up, and a good tackle by Esther Morgan, foot in. And England have a throw. England have made all their changes, so no more activity to come from the bench. Just the start of the reflection, and I'm sure plenty of England fans, Tash Dowie, already starting to look ahead.
Yeah, they are. It's almost the perfect night, perfect 90 minutes. If they're kept a clean sheet, then you would think top performance, lots of goals, everyone injury-free and healthy. They've been able to rest some key players, give some valuable minutes still to players that haven't had any game time. So all round, I think Sarina will be over the moon.
Charles infield for England towards Park, who had it battered off her legs by James, and that'll be a goal kick. Park, who so nearly scored her first goal at a major tournament for England. She was unlucky at the World Cup. She was on the reserve list, wasn't she, Tash? And then that injury meant that there was no chance she'd go, but highly thought of and a regular really in the England squad, certainly. Wales go long over the halfway line. Carter across to sweep it away. Got the best clearance. It's dropped down to Barton. Wales number 9 on halfway. And Roberts back to Clark. Well, Wales going to draw the second half, it looks like, but Some of that is in part, of course, down to a slight drop-off from England, but it's only been slight. The intensity has remained.
Yeah, it has only been slight, absolutely. You switch off once, and at this level, even if you're playing against a Wales, you're going to get punished, and they did that. So England will absolutely look back at that goal and think about what they could have done better, because against a better team, a Sweden, a Germany, whoever they're going to face next, those key moments, they can get punished by that. So I think that's really important.
Here is Greenwood again, lip of the centre circle for England. 1-2 with Stanway. England nearly 70% possession today, and they've rarely misplaced a pass. In fact, actually, the pass from Williamson that led to Wales breaking scoring was actually one of the rare ones I can remember in the game. England coming forward now with Mead. Inside right channel. Beever-Jones in the middle of the back post. Here she is! Yes! Aggie Beever-Jones with her first goal in a major tournament. 6 for England. What a night for Sarina Wiegman and the Lionesses. Into the quarterfinals and in style. Everybody's in on the act. It is 6-1 against Wales.
I mean, I want to know what this celebration's all about. But I'm so happy for her. She deserves that. Credit to Beth Mead as well, when she's come on, scored and had a lovely assist. I could see Beever-Jones was getting a little bit frustrated. Had been called offside twice. Her body language showed frustration. She just wanted to have one opportunity. You don't have to give Beever-Jones too many, and she took it really well. And she's always in the right position, in between the goalpost, back shoulder. It's a good finish, headed down into the ground. Keeper can't do anything about that.
So Mead has come off the bench, scored one, set up another. And Beever-Jones continues her great scoring record for England. Actually, that's 6 in 10 caps now. She's off the mark in a major tournament too. 6-1 to England. Chelsea 3, PSG 0. They're a long way behind us in terms of timings, but you will be able to have your say on the TalkSport network after 10 o'clock. 03717 22 3344. Tash Dowie and Darren Bent are going to take your calls on this England performance. We'll get a word from Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, our England reporter, any moment now as we go into 2 minutes of added time. England have got the ball deep inside Wales territory. Bronze back to halfway. Courtney behind the goal. What a moment for Aggie Beever-Jones.
Yeah, it's a brilliant moment for Aggie, and the fact is, I know Tash mentioned about how obviously going offside a couple of times to get frustrated, but that happens. What I love about the attitude is she keeps going, she makes sure that obviously third time of asking she buries it, and also, you know, whether it be her or Beth, the celebration with the substitutes, I think, shows this England team and how together they are.
Thanks, Courtney. She's off to speak to Sarina Wiegman very shortly. TalkSport 2, 6-1 to England. They've got a corner with just a minute of the 2 added to go. The full-time voting will be on TalkSport immediately after the Club World Cup final. 03717 22 3344. Busy day for Tash Dowie, who's been being recognised in St Gallen and people asking for photos and things like that.
They still remember me from back in the day. Happy days.
A former England striker, in by Kelly to the back post. Walsh on the edge of the D! Oh, what a good save by Clark! What a hit from Keira Walsh! She barely scored for England before this tournament. She might have scored a second beauty of a goal in 3 matches.
I mean, there's not much more she could have done there. The touch was brilliant. I mean, it's definitely a camera moment there for Clark, but what a save, you know, strong hand.
Kelly again fires the corner high to the back post. Up goes Greenwood. Mead is there too. It's spun off Green. 25 seconds left for Wales to endure here. 6 for England. And they have scored 11 times in their 3 group stage matches. Greenwood down the left for them, holds possession up, and England have had the last word here, it looks like, in terms of the scoring. Carter turns back to Hannah Hampton. 2 added minutes have been played. 5-2 to France against Netherlands, and for England here, a job very well done. Wales sent packing. They are on the next flight home, but the Lionesses roar into the knockout stages. The quarterfinals are looming. A trip back to Zurich to face Sweden next Thursday, live on Talk Sport. And dreams of football coming home again will only get stronger from here. What a performance from England tonight. 10 goals in 2 matches, and England go through in second place. A romp tonight against Wales. Stanway from the spot. Toon, Hemp and Russo had them 4-0 up at half-time. Mead and Aggie Beever-Jones with 2 goals in the second half. So for England, 6 goals, 6 different scorers. Great moment for Wales when Hannah Kane lashed it beyond Hannah Hampton for their consolation. But it is 3 defeats from them, from 3 for them, in a group that was only going to be so easy for them to participate in. A tough group for Wales, and it's certainly proven that way. Tougher tests to come for England, but now they really believe that 2025 could be another special summer. England 6, Wales 1.